Elliot Senseman was different from other kids. While his peers played games, Elliot was drawn to reptiles, especially snakes, seeing beauty where others saw fear. This fascination became a lifelong mission, rescuing and rehabilitating large constrictors that others abandoned. His Pennsylvania home became a sanctuary for pythons and boas, many scarred by neglect. Elliot didn't just collect snakes, he healed them, patiently restoring their trust and health. He developed a reputation for his gentle, intuitive handling, reading the subtlest cues in animals others deemed dangerous. Elliot wasn't seeking thrills, he was driven by empathy, offering second chances to creatures most people misunderstood. He saw firsthand the consequences of impulsive exotic pet ownership and stepped in where others failed. For many snakes, Elliot was their last hope, a quiet advocate for the voiceless. July 20th, 2022, began as a seemingly routine day for Elliot, a day like any other, at his beloved reptile sanctuary. Among the many rescues under his care was a particularly large 18-foot boa constrictor, a magnificent creature. This snake was deeply traumatized, bearing the scars of past abuse and neglect. Elliot, ever patient and understanding, approached with his usual gentle care, his movements slow and deliberate. But this time, he sensed something was profoundly off, an unsettling tension in the air. The snake's agitation was undeniably clear to his trained eye, a silent warning he couldn't ignore. Despite the warning signs, he pressed on, his unwavering focus solely on the animal's welfare and needs. Suddenly, without further warning, the boa struck with incredible speed, coiling around Elliot with terrifying force, each squeeze a crushing blow, rapidly cutting off his breath. In a cruel twist of fate, the rescuer became the victim, his good intentions turned against him. He was trapped, helpless in the powerful grip of the very animal he had dedicated himself to saving. In a moment of sheer horror, Elliot's grandmother discovered the horrifying scene. Her beloved grandson lay unconscious, the massive snake still tightly wrapped around him, a chilling tableau. With trembling hands she frantically called 911, her voice shaking uncontrollably as she desperately described the unfolding nightmare within their home. The sanctuary Elliot had painstakingly built, a haven for reptiles, had suddenly become a terrifying battleground. In this desperate situation, every single second counted, each moment a precious commodity slipping away. The clock was relentlessly ticking down, each tick echoing the urgency of the situation. First responders raced against time to reach him, their sirens piercing the air with a desperate plea. The peaceful world Elliot had so carefully created for his beloved reptiles was shattered in an instant, replaced by chaos and fear. The desperate fight for his very life had begun, a battle against the odds. Police arrived to find Elliot unresponsive, the boa still constricting him. A headshot was too risky, so officers fired at the snake's body, forcing it to release its grip. They pulled the massive reptile away, freeing Elliot at last. Paramedics began CPR and rushed him to the hospital, but he was in cardiac arrest. For 4 days, Elliot remained on life support, his family hoping for a miracle. Tragically, the damage was irreversible. On July 24, 2022, Elliot Senseman passed away from a noxic brain injury caused by constriction. The community mourned a passionate rescuer lost to the very animals he loved. His story sent shockwaves through the world of reptile enthusiasts. To truly grasp the magnitude of Elliot's tragedy and the circumstances surrounding his untimely death, you must first understand the raw, untamed power that constrictors possess. These are not your average pets. Boas and pythons, apex predators in their natural habitats, kill by squeezing their prey, cutting off blood flow and oxygen supply with immense, unrelenting force, a truly terrifying display of nature's power. They can exert pressure up to 25 pounds per square inch, a crushing weight that few creatures can withstand. While fatal attacks are extremely rare in the US, statistically speaking, Elliot's death remains a tragic anomaly, a stark reminder of the potential risks involved. These snakes, by and large, don't inherently see humans as prey items. Attacks are almost always defensive in nature, a reaction to perceived danger, triggered by intense fear, stress, or past trauma. Elliot's boa, having suffered abuse and living in a state of perpetual fear, lashed out in a desperate act of panic and self-preservation. The incident, understandably, reignited a heated debate over the ethics of exotic pet ownership and the inherent dangers associated with keeping such powerful and potentially unpredictable animals in captivity. All too often, people buy these snakes as seemingly manageable pets, captivated by their exotic appeal, only to irresponsibly abandon them to the wild, or surrender them to already overburdened rescue organizations when they inevitably grow too large and demanding to handle. Elliot's mother, in her grief, rightfully emphasized his extensive expertise and deep understanding of these creatures, and passionately blamed irresponsible owners for creating the very problem that he dedicated his life to solving. In the end, tragically, Elliot paid the ultimate price for his unwavering compassion and dedication to these misunderstood animals. Elliot Senseman's story is a heartbreaking lesson, a stark reminder of the inherent risks involved in working with some of the world's most dangerous creatures. It's a narrative filled with both passion and peril. In the risks of working with wild animals, these risks are ever present, a constant shadow that even the most experienced professionals must navigate. Even the most skilled handlers, those with years of experience and a deep understanding of animal behavior, can't eliminate danger entirely when instinct takes over. The primal drive of a wild animal can override training and familiarity in an instant. His death highlights the failures of the exotic pet trade, a system that often prioritizes profit over safety and animal welfare, which allows unprepared owners, lacking the necessary knowledge and resources, to acquire powerful predators. This creates a dangerous situation for both the animals and the people around them. Elliot's mission was to rescue the victims of this system, offering them sanctuary and a chance at a better life. But his story forces us to question if such animals, with their complex needs and inherent dangers, should be pets at all. Is it truly ethical to keep them in captivity? His legacy is one of compassion, a deep-seated empathy for creatures often feared and misunderstood. He saw beauty in the misunderstood and gave them a second chance, offering them refuge and care when others turned away. But his story is also a warning, a cautionary tale about the delicate balance between good intentions and the raw power of nature. Good intentions must be matched with respect for nature's power, a recognition of the inherent risks involved in interacting with wild animals. Elliot's life urges us to demand responsibility, a higher standard of care and ethical consideration in all aspects of wildlife handling, education, comprehensive and accessible for anyone who chooses to work with or keep exotic animals, and humility from anyone who keeps wild animals. Arrogance and a lack of respect for their power can have devastating consequences. His family hopes he's remembered, not just for the tragic circumstances of his death, for his empathy and dedication to the animals he rescued, his unwavering commitment to their well-being. Elliot was a true rescuer, a champion for the voiceless, and a beacon of hope for animals in need. And his loss is a call for change, a demand for greater regulation and ethical considerations within the exotic pet trade. His compassion was his gift, a boundless capacity for empathy and a genuine love for all creatures, great and small, and tragically, its price. A price that serves as a somber reminder of the risks involved and the importance of responsible animal handling.